Norway's PM says Russia buildup as a sign of weakness.
Here's a summary of the article.
United Nations. Norway's Prime Minister, whose country borders Russia and is a founding member of NATO, said Wednesday he believes it's a sign of weakness that President Vladimir Putin has to express Moscow's political views by an extraordinary military buildup. The Kremlin has repeatedly denied it is planning to invade neighboring Ukraine, but the US and its NATO allies are worried about Russia deploying an estimated 100,000 troops near Ukraine and launching a series of sweeping military maneuvers. Russia warned Wednesday it would quickly take retaliatory measures if the US and its allies reject its security demands, which also include that NATO will roll back troop deployments in other former Soviet bloc nations. Like pledging never to admit Ukraine, are non-starters for NATO, creating a seemingly intractable stalemate that many fear can only end in a war. While Ukraine is not a NATO member and therefore does not come under its collective defense umbrella, Storr said, Europe and the West should be very clear that if there is infringement on the border of a modern state in Europe these days, there will be reactions. While Norway is a very loyal and active partner in NATO, the Prime Minister said it has been at peace with neighboring Russia for 1,000 years and has a relationship with Moscow to maintain this peaceful relationship, which is a key priority of Norwegian foreign policy. There have been reports that Norway's Nordic neighbors, Sweden and Finland, which are not NATO members, may be interested in joining the alliance.
This post received a score of 17,000, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The Kremlin has repeatedly denied it is planning to invade neighboring Ukraine. They already have, in 2014, and they are still there.
They do a good job of framing the debate, don't they?
Not really. It's just they make sure their population doesn't hear the truth, so it doesn't matter that their framing of the situation is idiotic.
I mean, what is there to hear? Russian population knew that Russia is in Crimea. Some were not cool with it, others were.
And by some, you mean 70 to 80%. Putin's ratings soared after annexation. What's even more impressive is that when Putin openly admitted that he personally orchestrated the whole operation, effectively confirming that he was blatantly lying about committing an act of war on a neighboring state in the face of the whole international community, this majority of Russians didn't even flinch. Overnight, they went stratite from, "It wasn't us, it was local milita," to, "Fuck yeah. Putin showed those Pindosam and Holam who's the boss here."
Yeah, some. The populace has seen what happens to the people who oppose Putin. They're not gonna admit shit.
Putin suppresses all political opposition in its infancy. But saying, "I don't like my president," while not being politically active, is yet to be labeled a crime. Fear of oppression results in silence and fear, not a loud praise and approval. And there's much more of latter among Russians than the former.
Putin has looked weak and pathetic since Navalny allowed himself to be locked up, demonstrating huge balls and a big fuck you to Putin. After seeing his trashy gilded palace, complete with rooms full of stripper poles and completed with money he stole from ordinary Russians, to me Putin just seems like a fragile narcissist trying anything he can to appear strong again. I mean, you don't lock up your political opponents if you're confident in your own power.
Not even he locked him up, we have evidence that he tried to kill him. Luckily, the Secret Service in Russia degraded under Putin so badly that they could not execute it properly.
That video, with Navalny pretending to be a superior and getting all the info from the guy, was the funniest real intelligence-related video I've ever seen. Edit. Added link for those who haven't watched yet. Definitely worth a watch if you haven't. The "holy shit" faces Navalny keeps making as this intelligence agent just gives everything away are hilarious.
Yeah, it just shows how dumb these Secret Service guys are. Or can be. It also shows that corruption prevents Putin's regime becoming a full dictatorship. When one can buy on a black market billings of calls made by FSB agents, how can you build a monolith system?
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.